All right, I'm going to work through it now. So yeah, here we go. Aqueous hydrochloric acid. Tell your partner, what's the formula for hydrochloric acid? HCl. That was impressive how it landed on your arm and stayed there. HCl. Oh. Okay, please talk less and listen more. That's my nice way of saying it. Then we have solid sodium sulfide. So sodium is Na, sulfur is S, sulfide means it's S minus 2 plus 1. So Na2S solid. How are we doing so far? Who had that part right? All right. Then I have this. I mean, obviously it's a red flag. That's what we were studying yesterday. What's the red flag here? Underline it for me. All right, the sulfide ion, right? All right, when this happens, I end up with the salt, NaCl, and that is definitely aqueous. We should 100% know that by now. Plus H and S plus 1 minus 2 H2S. But what's unique about H2S? It's a gas. This one's not that crazy like the other ones. It doesn't break down or anything. You just got to remember H2S is a gas. All right, so now I would do my complete. You don't have to, but I will do it for those that need. Aqueous means it's apart. So H plus Cl minus plus Na2 solid. If it's solid, it stays together. Goes to Na plus Cl minus plus H2S gas. If it's a gas, it stays together. So what is /R the spectator ions? It is only Cl minus, right? So the net ionic equation would be H plus Na2S solid goes to Na plus H2S gas. And this stuff, please remember, it stinks. The AP test really wants you to know that hydrogen sulfide smells bad. What's that? I can't hear you. That's the easiest one I gave you? Okay, good. You're welcome. All right, we're going to go and mass stuff. While I get that out, I want you to do here. Oops, this button. Turn and talk. What in the world are you doing, Tom Davidson? Turn and talk to your neighbor for 2 minutes about what we've learned this week, yada, yada, yada. See if you know that stuff. I'll get the scale out. All right, let's wrap those up. Maybe that was a short 2 minutes, but that's okay. All right, so this week we've been learning about precipitate and net ionic reactions. We've done 2 labs. So the net ionic one with all the droplets and all the colors. How's that going on submitting it? Is it submittable? Yeah. You're supposed to take a picture of all your net ionics and submit that. Oh, it's what? Okay, I'll open that up. Okay. Then our KI lab, which we're going to wrap up. Now, when you're in this lab, please, it's really easy. You pick your thing up, you come over here and find its mass, and then you just throw the paper in the garbage. Okay with that? How many of you found the mass of your empty big weigh boat? None of you. So you'll need, oh, you did? Okay, a couple of you, never mind. If you haven't yet, throw the paper away and then mass the big weigh boat. Okay, and that should be good enough. I don't want any of you to take your paper out of your weigh boat and put it in here, because then you'll bump it and you'll get the lead iodide everywhere. You okay with that? Okay, it's one of those where there'll be a big line here. Try and get your measurements pretty quick, then move out of the way and you can work on your math. Easy enough. Let's take, hopefully we can get them all masked in about the next 10-15 minutes. So go ahead and try that and then work on the math when you have the measurements. What we found today, we had our weigh boat and then all this stuff on it, right? When you found the mass of that, you were finding the grams of PbI2. I saw 3 different ways that people figured out how to go from this to the grams of I minus. Sky, how did you do it?
Oh,
It's okay.
so
She did it different than most, and it's perfect.
okay. So we found the molar mass of PbI2,
Okay.
which is 465.59.
Uh-oh, who did I tell it was 461? It's fine. My bad. It's barely off. Okay, sorry, keep going.
And then we got the molar mass of I2, which is 253.80.
Wait a minute, that's not what it says on the periodic table.
It's I2, so you have to have 2 iodine.
Okay, does that make sense?
And then you divide that number
Okay,
to get a percentage. It's 54.52
okay,
or 0.54.
54%.
And then you
Whoops, okay, time out. So what did she find? What's this? She found the percentage of iodine in PbI2. Are we all right with that idea? Okay, Sky, go.
and then you multiply it by the weight of the entire solution that you got. So ours was 0.7751.
You don't have to do this part. I only wanted to talk about this part.
And then, so you multiply those 2 together to get another percentage, which we got
42% of your sample was that.
Yeah.
Okay. Corbin, how'd you do it?
I took, and this is finding iodine.
Yep.
The molar mass number. And
Okay.
I divided the mass of lead iodine
Okay.
by that, and then
So your sample mass?
yeah,
Okay.
and then I multiplied that by 2, and multiplied that by the molar mass of iodine,
Okay.
and then I divided that by the starting.
Okay. He's summarizing a lot, but he converted them to moles and then found the moles.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything he just said works in steps. And it worked fine, right? He was high, but that's the lab, not his math.
No, I just forgot to take away the weight of the label.
Oh, okay. So what were you at the end then?
45%.
45%. It worked. Most of you did it like the picket fence I showed you yesterday, right? All three of those are completely valid. Corbin's was a picket fence. He just did it in a couple steps. Because you said moles, then I multiplied it by 2, and then I multiplied it by another, like it was just the picket fence. There's more than one way to do this. How many were within 20% of 40%? Raise your hands. Okay, then you probably did it right. What do you guys have? So that's not that bad either. Okay, this is a really good lab because it has you apply a lot of ideas. Precipitate rules, doing actual lab where you filtrate stuff and you have your filter paper, you have your precipitate collected, you get rid of all the stuff, you let it dry, and then you find percents. You have to use stoichiometry. It really, really wraps everything up. Okay, let me double check the submission on why it's saying that. And then while I'm doing that, this will just save me time in the long run. Well, all of you that have the net ionic ready, and just one single page of it is fine. Just come right over here and take a picture of it. So just hold it right there and take a picture of your net ionic. Make sure your name is on it or your face is in the picture, one of those two. That's fine. Have at least a picture of one of you with one piece of paper each. The net ionic. One is fine. If you want to do both, it doesn't matter.